Happy Wednesday. Today's home workout is an AMRAP 10. It's a short, quick one of air squats and alternating push presses. So this workout here, we're trying to work on muscle endurance, and we're working on our upper body, also our lower body endurance here. So with these movements, guys, we want to try to be unbroken as possible and try to hang on to those the kettlebells or the dumbbells that we use for the push presses. If you find that you need to break them, that's okay. I wouldn't change your weights. I would just continue to work out, keep going, because you want to get to that muscle fatigue zone. So start experiencing that 5-6 minutes in, you're good. Like, that's the intent of this workout. If you can't get 12 done in the first round unbroken, I would maybe go a little lighter then to suit the workout a little bit better, so you can get more reps in rather than working on the strength of it. We want to work on strength endurance, so we want to go slightly lighter to be able to work on that. And the air squats, guys, we should be trying to keep those unbroken with no breaks in between, whether that be just going a little bit slower with your cadence or going faster if you have that ability to sustain that. Again, 10 minutes, I would say try to get at least a round done every 90 seconds. So you're aiming to get about 6 to 7 rounds done. If you can get more, that's perfect. And again, guys, if you feel that muscle fatigue, that's the intent of this workout, so you're doing it right. After, guys, the AFTERBURNER is 2 minutes of a glute stretch per side, and then finishing off with that frog stretch. So we're trying to stretch out those glutes there, guys. Then we're gonna go into a frog stretch, kind of getting the adductors, getting that groin stretch in there. Especially after doing all those air squats, you might be feeling a little bit tight in your glutes and in your groin there. So we're gonna use that as a kind of a cool down and get you guys ready for tomorrow's workout. Hope you enjoyed the workout and the AFTERBURNER, guys. We'll see you next for the warm-up video. All right, so for today's warm-up, we're gonna start with an active lat stretch. So that means we're not just staying in a static position. We're trying to be moving a little bit in that position with the shoulder around, try to feel out the lats and activate the lats ideally. So for this lat stretch, guys, you can almost do this with any style of lat stretch. For this one, we're just gonna do it off the floor, no equipment needed. Get on your knees there, then you're gonna reach through the opposite corner of your body, so we're lengthening that one side of our body, especially the lats specifically. I like to push my hand over top of my hand there, kind of keep it anchored to the ground, and then pull my shoulder blade away from my hand, feeling that stretch, or kind of just leaning into it to lengthen that muscle. From there, to keep it active, I'm going to pull my shoulder blade in, pull my shoulder blade out, kind of work around in that position. Again, we don't want to stay static, we want to try to also activate the muscle a little bit for our movements today. Once you finish 90 seconds per side, we're going to go into our warm-up here with 3 rounds. And these are continuous rounds, so keep a running timer. Each interval is about 20 seconds, and we kind of want to move at a pace where we're kind of getting that heart rate up, feeling out the movements, and getting ourselves primed. So 20 seconds of the bottom of the single-legged deadlift hold with some flies continuously throughout that 20 seconds. So I'm not going to use any weights here. You can use weights if you like, keep them light. The hardest part is going to be the balance part of it, for holding for 20 seconds. So for that single-legged deadlift with the body weight, I'm going to keep that back leg straight. For the leg that's on the floor, the knee is slightly bent. I'm going to hinge over at the hips, come to a point where my back is flat, I feel balance, and then I'm going to go for those flies for 20 seconds, really trying to activate that upper back as I do the flies, or as I hold that bottom of the single-legged deadlift. Doing that for one side for 20 seconds, then the next 20 seconds, grab your PVC, your broomstick, any kind of straight object to kind of mimic this, and we're going to go for alternating PVC pass-throughs with a lunge. So I'm going to get into my snatch width, so a nice wide grip so I can go through that full pass-through, and as I'm doing that pass-through, I'm going to lunge forward, lunge back in, and bring that PVC back in, and then I'm going to switch sides, same thing on the opposite side. So you're going to be doing reps for 20 seconds there. Once you finish that, we're gonna go back to the bottom of the single-legged deadlift hold with the flies. As we do that hold, but on the opposite side. So right side, again, hinge at the hips, come down, and then go for those flies for those 20 seconds. Once you finish that, guys, we're gonna come down to the floor. Last 20 seconds here of hollow rocks. So we can start from our pike position. We're gonna tighten up our core, so kind of make that banana shape with our body, at least with the upper back there. Tightening up the core, feet are together. I'm gonna sit back, come off the ground, and I'm going to rock back and forth with control, hands by my side, or even overhead. You can bend your knees and hold it with your hands as well. We're really just trying to activate that core and find that coordination with the movement for the rest of the movements later on. So 3 rounds of that, continuous rounds, keep a running timer, 20 seconds of of a different movement each time. And again, if you like, progress, make it a little more challenging as you go to your 3rd round there. That will be the warm-up for today. We'll see you guys next for the movement standings. So for the push press, remember it's one continuous movement, so you're not re-dipping in the knees. Just make sure you squeeze those glutes, lock out those knees as you extend straight up. So if you're going single object, you can go 10 and 10 per side here. With that dip and drive, remember, as we're coming down, we want to stay nice and vertical. So we don't want to deviate that back angle at all. We want to keep it nice and straight, almost like as if I were leaning against that wall and I'm just going down with the length of the wall there, so I'm staying nice and straight. So think about that, guys. You're dipping down, staying nice and tall. Weight is going to be a little bit more in that heel as you're coming down. On the way up, guys, driving hard through the legs. As soon as we extend those legs, those knees, we're going to be driving that weight overhead. And again, once we're over here, squeeze your shoulder blades together, make sure they're back and down before you start that next rep. You can go continuously or you can stop in that front rack position if you need to reset. Remember, I'm going to dip and drive up. As I'm bringing it down, it's about an inch off my shoulder, about a centimeter there. I'm going to start dipping down so that I can start my next rep. So control the way down, getting ready, dip, going into that next rep. Going into those air squats next. So air squats here, guys. Big thing, keep that chest tall. I like to kind of keep my hands out in front of me so that when I'm getting tired, I'm not looking down as I'm squatting. So I know some of you, when you get tired, hands kind of flop to the sides or in front of you and you're looking down. Try to keep those hands up a little bit taller and look straight ahead to keep that chest tall, and also to allow you to keep your weight more distributed towards that mid-foot and the heel. So again, as opposed to doing this, guys, we're trying to keep our hands up and try to stay on that mid-foot to heel more as we're coming down in our squat and coming up from our squat. Alright guys, we're here for the afterburner. Got my mat here to get ready for our stretches, so I'll meet you down there. Gonna come down to our glute stretch here. I'm gonna start from all fours. We're going to cross that one leg perpendicular to our body, kind of getting into that pigeon stretch. That back knee is gonna be close to the ankle. And then we're gonna sit our hips back and kind of fish around in that position, trying to stretch out this glute. So I'm gonna move back to the side, play around with it, see where I feel that stretch the most, and kind of hang out in that position. Once you do 2 minutes on that one side, switch, and do 2 minutes again on the opposite side, same position there, ankle close to the knee, sit back, kind of fish around until you feel that stretch. I feel it when I go out to the side more, so see if that works better for you, or you can play around going just further back. Once you finish 2 minutes per side, we're gonna go for 2 minutes in that frog stretch. So on our knees here, try to use something that's soft so it's easier on the knees, especially on the inside of the knees. We're gonna go wide with our knees there until we feel a stretch in our groin. And then from here, we're gonna push our hips back, and you'll start to feel a stretch in those hip flexors, in that psoas muscle. Try to mess around with going back and then taking a break, go back until you feel that stretch. You can kind of twist that back a little bit in that position. See what feels best for you, trying to target that going a little bit more with the frog stretch. So 2 minutes for both stretches today. Hope you guys enjoyed the workout, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the